welcome back to the podcast. In today's episode, I am going to speak on understanding and appreciating your own improvement. Before I get into the episode, I do 3 types of episodes if you're new. The first episode, which is the same as today, it's me expressing my inner dialogue, 15 to 20 minutes, essentially a rant, but this is things that I need to be reminded of, and I'm hoping that it proves to be valuable to you as well. Number 2, when I have a like-minded individual on, we have a great conversation, and it's not really an interview, it's more so a conversation. And we speak about anything and everything, really. The big categories that we're branching from are physical health, spirituality, and psychology. And third, once you guys send some questions, you could send them in to askjustin@myyahoo.com. And I'll address those questions if they're good on podcast episodes and Twitter threads. And yeah, so send me those questions. And if you enjoy my efforts, the best way to help me out is to drop a rating on Spotify or Apple. You can do this literally in 5 seconds. It's quite effortless, and you just drop a star rating. I'm not asking for some fake rating. Give me your real thoughts, real feedback. I appreciate you. I'm thankful for you. Let's get into it. So, number 1 is inner dialogue. And this comes down to the speech you use and the way that you think. So inside of our heads, we are continuously cycling through thoughts. And the way that we pay attention to how we think really determines if we're going to become successful or not. Listen, if you don't believe in yourself, you can still be successful, but it is so much harder to become successful if you don't fucking believe in yourself. So what I mean is, if you're telling yourself, cycling these negative thoughts within your mind, you're going to end up viewing yourself in that way. Meanwhile, if you're encouraging yourself, let's say you're on a journey to lose weight, and of course, you're not where you want to be, but you have committed to the gym and you've committed to eating clean. Let's say you're down 10 pounds. Are you going to look at yourself and think, oh, I'm so behind, I'm so overweight, and I'm never going to change? Or are you going to tell yourself, I am on a mission to become the best version, the healthiest version of myself, and I am taking the action that is pushing that needle forward each day? So 2 different thoughts, 2 different outcomes. If you feed yourself with the thoughts that are going to encourage your continuous improvement, you will continually improve. But on the other hand, if you're negative dwelling, that will become your reality. So believe in yourself. How do you believe in yourself? You take action. So you need to get the ball rolling. Momentum works for you and against you. Whatever trajectory you're heading, that compounds with time. So be sure that you clarify where you want to go, what you don't want to be, and what qualities, what characteristics do you admire in an individual, and how can you begin to bring those into your reality? What does that individual do? Do you admire someone who wakes up early? You know what you have to do. Wake up early. So let's transition into the self-image. This is very tightly connected, but if you're feeding yourself thoughts that I'm weak, I can't do this, I'm overweight, and I'm not losing weight, I can never lose weight, your self-image will be terrible. And with a bad self-image, you're going to take bad actions. But if you invest in rewiring the beliefs that you hold, so a quick assignment, an activity that you can do, grab, whether it's on your Microsoft Word or pen and paper, write down 5 limiting beliefs. One could be, I am weak and girls are not attracted to me. You could rewrite that belief into, I'm going to the gym consistently and I am building a attractive physique and personality. So you just completely rewired that belief. And over time, the more that you rewrite those limiting beliefs into powerful ones, you will start to believe it and your life will improve. So confidence, your confidence is linked to your self-image, and you will never gain confidence by thinking or simply by doing activities like reading and writing. You need to combine intellectual activities with physical activities, and that's how you gain confidence. Confidence it can be in a single domain, like you could be a confident writer and be unconfident in other areas, but the best thing that you want to do is cultivate a overall confident personality, confidence in your potential, in your ability. So if you've gone from being low quality or a rookie at a skill and you've seen yourself develop into more of a amateur and even maybe a professional in that skill, you'll have understood that you gain confidence through practice, through continually repeating and adjusting and iterating upon what you've been doing before. So confidence is earned. You don't get these things for free. You have to put in the work, make the mistakes, pay attention to what's working and what's not working, and then you reflect and things get better. And the world is as you are. So when it comes to understanding your improvement, you need to realize that your perception is shaped by your experiences and how you view yourself. If you view yourself negatively, the odds that you view other people negatively increase. And the other case is true. If you are a confident, high achieving intellectual who is physically strong and able to articulate their thoughts, you'll see that more in other people. You'll, let's say, quote unquote, you'll magically run into individuals who are like-minded, who have put in the inner work, just like you. The world is as you are. So the person that you are is what you're going to see more of. That is just the power of perception. And it's not that these people are what you are, but you tend to shape your reality through a lens. We're all wearing a different colored lens, and you just it's let me use that example. When you buy that brand new specific car, you start to see more of that car. It is not really explained, but we all know what I'm talking about. We've all experienced that. So a lot of things that they can't really be explained. It's just trusting or paying attention to your personal experiences. So understanding and appreciating your own improvement, awareness. You need to be aware of where you started, where you're headed, what you're doing each day to make a difference. And you can develop awareness by writing, by journaling, by questioning yourself, by meditating. There's a lot of ways to develop awareness. One of the biggest ways is to eliminate distractions. See, in high school, I always was with people, always with friends or girls. And if I wasn't doing that, I would have been much more aware of my inner state and of what I was doing and how it was making me feel. But since I had so much distraction in high school, the friends and the girls. I didn't pay attention. I was not mindful of my inner state of being. And therefore, I was living kind of an autopilot life. I didn't reflect. I didn't pay attention to what was working and what wasn't working. I lacked awareness, and it came to bite me in my ass in around community college because I was lost. I had to go through this period that I felt so alone, like rock bottom, because I was working on myself. I started to work on myself, but no one else was aligned with me. All of my old friends were doing the average thing, and I wasn't. I was working on myself. And point is, when you eliminate distractions, the sooner that you do that, the more aware you become. And awareness is linked to success, because if you're not paying attention, you're not going, you don't become great at anything by accident. You have to specifically be deliberate in a skill, in an activity, in a business to get to a point where you're quote unquote successful. So what do you know? The next point is what I was talking about, paying attention. It's funny how I lead myself into these next points and I don't even realize it. I guess that means my planning is good. So paying attention. And we already touched on this, reducing distractions. Let's go into reflecting. So if you don't reflect, that means you're not really gathering the information of where you're not doing too well, where you could be doing better, what you need to stop doing, and what could you start doing. But when you reflect, you ask those questions, and your brain is a answering machine. The questions you ask your mind, you will get answers to. So a quick tip: ask good questions. So if I'm asking myself, why do I feel bad? You'll get an answer for that. But you could ask yourself something a bit more specific, like, what do I need to do right now to feel better? It's different from why do you feel bad? You'll get answers for both of those. But the point is, don't you want the answer to the second question? That'll actually help you figure out what you need to do to feel better. The first question is just going to inform you where you messed up and give you a reason to dwell. So that's interesting. Like they're both questions, but the quality of your question determines the quality of your answer. Ask good questions. Now, I want to touch on being organized. So when you need something and you know where it is, it's so much easier to get that task done compared to when you're a scrambled fucking headless chicken and you have no idea where the tools are. And when you pay attention, that somewhat implies that you'll be organized, because paying attention makes you understand how helpful it is to know where what you need is. And this can be organized physically, organized mind. Now, something simple I would advise for your mind. Number one, nightly journaling. There's a few categories of journaling I love. You can journal about your limiting beliefs, about your wins. You could do a brain dump where you're just throwing your thoughts on the paper. And so what did we say? Wins, brain dump, limiting beliefs, and gratitude. So those are the 4 styles of journaling that I do. And this declutters your mind. You get your thoughts on paper or on the computer. Point is, you're decluttering your mind. You're organizing your mind. And an organized mind is a powerful mind. You don't want to just be a scatterbrain. That's not beneficial. So we need to question ourselves. And See, the closed-minded person, the know-it-all, is the dumbest of them all. It's so important for us to ask questions to make sure we're not too far, we're not straying to a extreme, because bad things happen on the extremes. And so mediocrity is my enemy. I do not like average people. And I want us to all become excellent, but excellent is different from a extreme. Excellent is the healthiest, most intelligent, and most on purpose part of ourselves. That's what excellent means to me. Compared to a extreme would be you are only focusing on a narrow category. That's what I mean in a extreme. So I think we should be extremely excellent, but I don't think we should stray or fall into any one extreme category. We need to have an extreme balance of excellence throughout our lives. I hope that makes sense, trying my best to articulate the thoughts clearly. So, okay. Clarifying priorities. When you pay attention, you are going to have a list of things that you want, desires. But that list, in order for things to be knocked and crossed off, it needs to be organized into your top priorities, because we all have a bunch of things we need to do and want to do, but we only have 24 hours in a day. It's interesting. Some people end up being successful and having Lamborghinis, while other people end up being addicted to heroin, living in tents on the streets. What happened there? Because we're all human and we all have 24 hours in a day. What happened? Now, there could be so many different things that happened. The cards you were dealt, the mindset, the way people treated you, the personal experiences you had. But it also comes down to things that are in your control, like clarifying your priorities. See, life is a game of trade-offs. If I want to be in the best shape ever, I can't go to the bar every night. I can't really drink alcohol, because that is going to, number one, slow down my metabolism. Number two, add extra calories. Number three, clog my brain. Number four, decrease the chance that I wake up on time and get to the gym in the morning. And I could keep going on and on. So I choose not to go to the bar because I'm aiming to get to the best shape and reach my genetic potential. It's a trade-off, but my priority is clear. I've identified what I want, which is genetic potential, being my best physical shape. My priority is not having fun and laughing at the bar. That's not important to me. Now, other people might value that above having genetic potential, being in their best shape. You choose your priorities, to each their own, man. But I can just tell you, to be honest, your life is going to be much better if you are aligned with a priority that is intertwined with your best health, your best intelligence, and your spirituality. So if you enjoy, I appreciate you listening here, listening to the end, and just drop me a rating, quick, 5 seconds. If you really want to help me out, you can write a review on Apple. You scroll to the bottom of the episodes to do that. But I'm wishing you a great day. I appreciate you. Let's go. Let's keep pushing. We're going to keep improving and, show up. Half the battle is showing up. I appreciate you. Enjoy your day.